Hi guys, welcome back. I'm Nick Reeves and you're watching the next part in the Ben Buckle Novice build. I think it's part 3, might be part 4, not sure. In the last video I started covering the wings. They're now finished. So we've got 2 completed wings. One in a nice shade of orange and a nice yellow pair. One thing I have noticed, the difference in the actual covering in these. The orange is a lot more opaque than the yellow, and there's also my stock of covering. There's 2 very slightly different yellows you won't be able to pick up on the camera, but the yellow is very slightly different. Don't know why, but I'm not too worried, it's fine for this model. So the wings are done. Next stage is doing the fuselages. Same idea in covering, just a very slightly different method because it's not an open structure, it's a solid structure. So I shall crack on with that and show you how I do it. Okay, so hopefully this is a better camera angle for seeing what we're doing. This is Ewan's fuselage. So he has chosen to have a red fuselage. I've already cut some strips out of text that are just the right length and oversize, just because it's easier to pre-cut some pieces than try and use a big sheet. You'll probably think I'm going to be wasting a lot here. You could do it neater, but I find I like to have a good bit of text to be able to hold and pull and get it around corners and things. So I've got plenty of red, so I'm not too worried about sacrificing or wasting material. So what I need to do, just get the backing off, which it's only on by static, but sometimes it can be a rock pain on the backside. So the fuselage has been false locked on 3 sides. Make sure it sticks down nicely. Get that one out of the way. So I'm starting with the bottom of the fuselage. So again, all I'm going to do is tack it here, and then pull it that way, and pull it that way, and tack it at each end, and just work my way along. It should be pretty quick to do. Get that stuck. So give it a good pull up the centre. Just keep it moving, working out to the edge and the other edge. Now where it's relatively square here, you can just do that as I've just done there. But around this end here where it's shaped, I don't know how well you can see that, around the nose end where it's shaped, I have to pull it and stretch it, maybe even put some pleat cuts in it. But that's on there just now. Got a bit of something stuck to my finger. So swap it around, do the same the other end. Give it a good stretch. Put it down and just line it in place. And work my way along, lining as we go. I can afford to put a bit more heat into this because the wood will absorb the heat. I also use my hand just to make sure it's in place before going over the iron. And working my way along. So that is as easy as that. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to trim from the tail up to about here, and then I can work on the front end. Same again, just put the knife through and use the side of the fuselage to run along as like a guide. Same on this side here. You've got a bit too much there, so I'm just going to trim a bit tighter. So there we have the trim edges. Maybe a bit tight on that trim. Excuse me. So I just went my way along, getting that trim edge down. I don't want to go too far into it because this face here has got balsa lock on it, so I don't want to activate that. So looking down the line a bit here, I can see how far along. Again, it might not be easy for you to see, but I'm looking down the line of the edge, so I can see where it's rotated round, and I don't catch the iron on the balsa lock on the side. Again, use my finger just to feel where it needs more stick. So that's good. Yeah, this side doesn't at the moment look as neat, just because I trimmed it a bit too much. As in, I gave myself too much material. I could have trimmed it neater, tighter into the fuselage. I'm not too worried about that. So just to finish off this part here, this section, I just need to trim up the tail. What I'll do at the end is I'll actually cut a small piece just to put over the end of the fuselage. But for now, just make sure it's all round and neat and tidy. What I could actually do is actually bring the side around the back end from both sides and just lap it around. So there's plenty of ways of covering it all. So now we're going to look at the front end. It's fixed quite neatly. I'm just going to go run the iron up right up the middle, up to the front there. Now this is where you can actually pull the iron, sorry, pull the covering while ironing it, and it'll actually form around the compound curve and stick at the same time. So it can take quite a bit of force. No, it's able to take the force. It doesn't take much to pull it, but you've got to keep pulling it as you're going. You can actually feel it stretching and going around the bends. Some people use a heat gun doing this sort of section. I've got a heat gun there, but I actually like using an iron. So pretty happy with that. So again, just going to run a knife down here. And same the other way, following the lines of the fuselage. Now what we should be able to do is have enough shrink on these edges here to get it to form round quite neatly. Just taking our time. Like I said, I'm just going to look down the line of where I'm ironing to see that it is actually going down neatly and that I don't actually get the heat onto the areas where I don't want heat just now. So what I don't really want to do is actually heat the balsa lock before I'm ready to heat it, i.e. with the side piece, because otherwise I have to put more on. So same down this side, gently work some heat into it, get it all to shrink down neatly. So that is all pretty neat in there. I don't know how well you'll be able to see, but the front end has formed around the compound curve quite well. So all I need to do now is just a vertical cut on this leading edge section here, so I can then pull it up the front and just cut a little bit more. And those bits can lap back round, just like that. Very, very neat. So I haven't stuck the whole thing down at the front here, as there's going to be other pieces come in. Just that last little bit, make sure it's down. Quick run along with my fingers just to feel what it's doing. I can feel there's some wrinkles at the front there. Just need to heat them up, get them to shrink out. All these little wrinkles now will show through any overlapping bit. It'll be a lot more difficult to get them out on the overlap than it is just now. So that feels alright. And that is one section of the fuselage done, trimmed. So another 3 to go, and on this fuselage, and the other fuselage that's hanging up behind me, we'll have 2 fuselages covered. I did decide to do the covering before the tail end, just because it's a lot easier to do the side pieces when it's not on. So I'll crack on, and probably the next part of this video will be the fuselage is finished, covering wise, maybe even we'll be looking at the tails. So certainly getting there. But for now, I shall crack on with this and see you again in a bit. Thanks for watching the video. Give us a thumbs up if you like what I've just shown you. Click on my face down here. You can subscribe. Remember to tick the bell so you get notifications as to when new videos are put up. And down this side, there'll probably be some videos that you might also like to watch. Catch you next time.